What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, joined once again by my faithful manservant / Bucktotem Bertrum. Say hello, Bertrum.
Hello, Bertram.
And this is my review for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So, dear viewer, if you wouldn't mind, don't you dare forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Now, Shadow of the Tomb Raider originally released in 2018. A year I remember fondly as the year I put a cardboard cutout of Lara Croft outside of my house in the hope that I could lure some very attractive men into my property. Then I could drug them and keep them hostage in my sex dungeon.
Oh, and did it work?
Sadly not. So, you're probably wondering, dear viewer, what the hell is Shadow of the Tomb Raider? And I'm so glad you asked. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the third in the quote-unquote Survivor trilogy of Tomb Raider games that started all the way back in 2013 with Tomb Raider, also known as the Tomb Raider reboot, also known as O.C.G's most favorite Tomb Raider game of all time. So, story. Set 3 years after the events of Rise of the Tomb Raider, this time we find Lara Croft as she ventures through the tropical regions of the Americas to the legendary city of Paititi, battling the paramilitary organization Trinity and racing to stop a Mayan apocalypse from happening, I suppose. Oh, and Lara herself is responsible for setting the events of said Mayan apocalypse in motion.
How?
Well, you'll just have to play the game for yourself, Bertram, and find out how, won't you? So, let's try that again. So, gameplay. Now, like the other 2 Tomb Raider games in this little reboot trilogy, you will once again play as Lara and explore, run, jump, platform, puzzle solve, and fight your way through numerous enemies over the course of the game's 7 to 9 hour running time. Now, what's slightly different about the gameplay this time is that there are quite a substantial amount of sequences taking place underwater. And there's a lot more of those optional tomb things that were in Rise of the Tomb Raider and the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot. So if you're a fan of penetrating tombs, exploring tombs, then you'll be as happy as a pervert in a lingerie section here. Another thing you can do in this game that you weren't able to do in the previous 2 games of this little reboot trilogy is rappel down walls. And you'll find yourself doing that quite a lot, actually.
What does rappel mean?
Well, you know when you climb into bed at night when I'm already there tucked up in my pajamas?
Yes.
And you attempt to remove my trousers?
Yes.
And I say, Bertram, you repel me?
Yes.
Well, it doesn't mean that.
Oh.
Instead, it's rappel, which basically means ladder takes a rope out and she can shimmy down walls or shimmy up walls or swing on said rope or hang from the bloody ceiling like Spider Lara.
Spider Lara, does whatever.
Yes, Bertram, I think we get the point. So, what else can I tell about the gameplay for this game? Well, if you enjoy the action set pieces and the running away from hazards and jumping and climbing and all of that fun stuff from the previous two games, then you're going to be very happy here because you're going to be doing a lot more of it in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What do I think of Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Well, I think it's just as good as Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I think is just a little bit not as good as the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot. But I can safely say that this is definitely one of the strongest gaming trilogies out there. Not only that, but these three games are miles apart from the old school Tomb Raider games with the pixelated sex symbol and the pointy breasts and the terrible gameplay and the tank controls and the fucking dinosaurs and just thinking about them makes me want to look for a bucket just so I can throw up into it. So, instead of me doing that, I'll give you my score for this game. Therefore, I declare that Shadow of the Tomb Raider is splendid. And on that note, let me just say that this quote-unquote survivor trilogy of Tomb Raider is bloody splendid. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my totally not improvised review for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Say goodbye, Bertram, stop scratching your ass. Say goodbye, Bertram.
Goodbye, Bertram.
Bertram, what did I literally just tell you? Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.